Hey guys, how's it going? Kripparrian here. I want to talk to you guys about the last 20 hours that I spent playing World of Warcraft today. So, earlier today, which I suppose is now yesterday, Mr. Pandaria came out. And although I was not really too big into World of Warcraft recently, I decided that, World of Warcraft being the great game that it has been over the years, it's worth a solid shot to get into the game and give it our best. And what I really enjoy in World of Warcraft is the leveling race. It's just kind of an accumulation of knowledge, and it really brings out the best in a lot of top players, in my opinion. Now, there is a lot of talk about the exploits and whatnot, world first, US first. In the end, that doesn't really matter entirely. It's just the fact that you learn so much about the game when you put it on that kind of competitive level to try to beat everyone else on your server to level the fastest. Because as you've seen, WoW Progress and whatnot, they have listings on how fast players leveled. Certain players level like in 10 hours, while others level in like 11 hours. Like a 1 hour difference. That's immense. It can be a 10% difference. It can be two very small factors that the other person overlooked. And it really comes down to that in this stage of a game that's this old and has so many dedicated people playing it. Now I want to show you guys, I talk about the story that happened today, leveling and leveling successfully. We accomplished a lot of the goals that we wanted to, and I want to tell you guys how it went down. So going into Mr. Pandaria, we've played World of Warcraft for about a week and a couple of days. In probably about 8 months. And we've been up to other games. Primarily we had a plan to play Diablo 3, and didn't check out too well. We tried other games, and World of Warcraft is always going to be pretty high delivery on a new expansion pack. So we decided to try it. We prepped as hard as we could coming back to the game in the limited time that we've had. This is Kripparrian and I, of course, and we leveled once on the beta. We were pretty happy with how we did. We learned a lot about the quests. We leveled on the beta in maybe 20 hours, something, just just whatever, just learning the game. And our strategy was as follows. We knew that the early zones we packed, while packed zones don't necessarily mean that you shouldn't do them in terms of questing, it definitely hints that when some players have played the beta for several months and we've played it for a week, it comes to a level of mastery of the game, a level of mastery of the quest, what to do, where to go, and how to do it, that we simply did not possess. So we were going to do a very more elementary tactic. We're going to level in instances all the way to 87. And we got together a group. We just recruited people through the streams, and it worked pretty well. We did a few test runs about 2 days prior to the Miss Pandaria launch, and we were pretty happy with the results. We were thinking of getting level 87 in about 3.5 hours. So on live, obviously, as I talked about in my last video, we were spying on the Euros, seeing what was going down, what we can learn from going second in an event such as this. And we learned that the instances have been nerfed because they were actually too good. They were nerfed roughly by about 10-20%, somewhere in that area. I don't know the exact details, but they were nerfed. And at the same time, a lot of the servers, when they were being launched, were having load errors. So people would log in the game in Firelands, turn in 3 dailies, then use their tabard to Tol Barad, turn in those dailies, and instead of getting to Tol Barad, they'd get a bugged load bar for half an hour and would not be able to get into the game. Which is no surprise when it comes to launches such as this, in all honesty. And because of these factors, we actually decided to instance grind fresh from 85 all the way to 86.9ish, and then turn in the dailies when there's no one in those zones. We got 87, and then because we were a group of just separate individuals. We were playing from separate servers in the same group. Once we hit 87 in our instance group, we just sort of part ways, and good luck for the rest of you. And it so happened that all the other guys did very, very well. But when it comes to leveling, solo leveling for most classes is ideal. In fact, I might actually say for all classes is ideal, because that's how the zones are designed. If you have another player with you, you're going to have to kill a few extra mobs, you have to do a few extra quests that other solo players may not have to do. There are advantages to group play, but overall, in the current state of the game, running with another player is a disadvantage. And, I wanted to run with Krippy, because Krippy, he doesn't have all the best gear, and I wanted at least him to get server first. Krippy, he's playing his Holy Paladin from Yasandre, which is a pretty low populated server nowadays. The competition for these kinds of events is pretty low, and I'm playing from Cho'Gall, which is where the rest of my old guild was, Exodus, and I know some of those guys are voracious for getting some of these achievements, and that came to me very quickly, and that wasn't really the goal. I knew that these guys in Exodus, at least some of them, at least one of them, were practicing leveling, many times over, analyzing all the points that they could have, and I was not in a position to compete with someone like that. So my goal was, let's get Krippy server first. Let's do it. I mean, he hasn't got that achievement. He hasn't knocked that one off his WoW to-do list yet, and I felt we had a good chance at this. And that's why we ran together. Once we hit 87, we did the 87 to 88 zone. We ran into a few bugs. We tried a few different things to get around it. Not so successful, but eventually we made it through. We made it to the 88 to 89 zone, at which point, because we're streaming, people are like, oh my god, Krip, you gotta do Alterac Valley. Alterac Valley is the bomb, man. 7% XP per win. So we try Alterac Valley, and it's like a stalemate. We waste like 10 minutes. We realize that, we can maybe explore with some of these ideas, but we shouldn't throw away what we have. Because at that time, when we were about, midway through 88, Krippy was the only level 88 on his server. And on my server, on Cho'Gall, there was only one other who was ahead. And, in these kinds of situations, if you're behind and you're not a master at what you're doing, you're probably not going to come out ahead. And in my case, that was the situation. On Cho'Gall, the server first level 90 was a priest called Ayapeto. I call him iPotato because that's just an awesome name. And he put in the hard work on the beta, and the results showed on the live servers. But to my surprise, I actually came second, albeit by at least an hour later. But I don't know what this means for the game. Maybe a lot of people are just no longer, fervorously interested in it anymore. I don't know. Maybe I underestimated what we could do, but the result was great. While I didn't get server first level 90, I didn't keep my 3 for 3 for server first. I'm still pretty happy with it. Server second, first hunter achievement, pretty happy. But for Krippy, he got it all, man. We got Krippy hooked up, and he earned it. Server first, level 90 on Krippy's new Paladin. It was such a good feeling, and it couldn't have been a better experience for both of us, honestly. I've been playing with Krippy for so long, and to see him share one of these achievements, it felt really good. It felt really good to me, and I'm sure it felt really good to him as well. That's really the story. It was a very simple one. There wasn't much drama involved. There wasn't really any complicated strategy involved. We just are, pretty good players of the game, and we've set aside a strategy that we felt could eliminate the most risk because we didn't know how to deal with it, and we just try to play consistent. We had everything planned out, and it worked pretty well. I hope a lot of you who are interested in this kind of competition, this kind of race to get like server first titles and server first leveling wins and whatnot. Hopefully you guys take away something from our experience, and maybe you don't really need to. Maybe maybe today was your day. Maybe today you got silver first. I got a lot of positive feedback from a lot of people who used the information that I give out on my channel before the Diablo 3 thing, all that other stuff. I was really into World of Warcraft, and they really appreciate the information I had on the level of what it takes to get such an achievement. In any case, guys, hopefully Mr. Panera turns out to be a pretty good game, because we'll surely be playing it unless we find otherwise, and we'll have a good time. Hopefully you guys do the same. See you guys tomorrow.